Hello, welcome to the second lesson of week 6. And we are going to take a look at a very similar topic, but also got some differences to it as well. We're going to be doing 6.3 is the name of the lesson, and we're still multiplying. Remember, multiplying can come in many forms: a dot, an X, a star, or parentheses. We're going to be looking at the parentheses one this time. And we're going to be multiplying two binomials. So binomials, bi, the word like bicycle means two, and then nomials means number. All right, so if you take a look at what we have here, you have something that is two groups of numbers. So double deuce here. Okay, so we're going to be using a strategy that we used a long time ago, and it is that we are going to highlight the X's in green, and we're going to highlight the numbers in yellow. That is from a throwback to when we were solving equations. Now, we're not solving anything. There are no equal signs in this at all, because between these two parentheses, there's actually multiplication. All right, so what we need to do is we need to multiply the first part of the first binomial. This is the first binomial. See how there's an X and a +7, so there's two parts. It's like a bicycle with two wheels. You need to multiply that times both parts of the second binomial. Then you got to come back here and you got to multiply the second part of the binomial times both of those parts as well. Now this can get a little confusing and it can get a little bit complicated. So what I'm going to have us do is also use a method called box method. And this box method is very simple. All you have to do is draw a box, which we already did for you. And we're going to color code the box as well. So I'm going to color code the box by highlighting above the box and then also inside of the box, that right-hand column, in the yellow. And we're going to highlight the bottom of the box in yellow as well. And so if this is a little confusing for you, don't worry, you don't have to use this color coding method. It can just be very helpful. All right, we had a little technical difficulty there, but we back on it. So we were just highlight the top of the box in green, and then we're going to highlight the rest of that column in green, and then highlight the side of this box in green, and we're going to highlight the whole box here in green as well. Then we're going to take the first binomial, so let's erase this just so it's a little more clear. We're going to take this first binomial and we're going to write the two separate parts into the two separate colors. Again, we're going to do that same thing with the other one. We're going to take the two separate parts, but this time we're going to write it top to bottom. So the first one goes on top and the second one goes on the side. If you mix that up, you'll still get the answer right. It's just nice to have it done the same way every single time. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to fill in the boxes where the colors overlap. So green and green overlap in this box. We know that X and X, we add the little numbers. All right, so same thing here. We're going to take the X to the 1 and multiply it by this +7. And we're going to get 7X. So 7 times X is just 7X. We're going to take this next box. This is where the yellow and the green overlap here. So we're going to take this X to the 1 and multiply it by this +4 to get +4X. And then last but not least, we're going to take the two yellows and they're going to overlap. So it's 7 times 4 to get +28. Here's the best part about the box method is that it allows us to then rewrite our answer. So this is always the same, you guys. It's very much a pattern. We have X squared coming first. Then we're going to combine our two groups of X's in the diagonal. 4 and 7 add together to get 10 X's, right? You have 7 X's and 4 X's hanging out, and you combine them to get 10 X's. And then finally, we're going to get the 28 over here, and it's a +28, so we write 28. And that's our final answer. So let's do one more to make sure we understand the method. This one I already wrote everything where it goes, so feel free to pause the video and kind of figure out the little details about where things go. But I'm going to break it down to you so that maybe you can see the method, or sorry, see the pattern rather than the method. So if x times x squared, there's always going to be an x squared in that box. Then we got x times negative 12, which is negative 12x. There's always going to be a plain x with a number in that box. Then we have positive 2x times x to get positive 2x. Again, there's always going to be an x with a number in front of it in that box. And then finally, we have 2x times negative 12 to get negative 24. That box is always going to have just a regular naked number in it, no x's at all. All right, so let's do the gathering of the final answer. We have x squared. X squared goes right here. Then we're going to take the diagonals and add them together. This is always the same, so 2 plus negative 12. Or you could do negative 12 plus positive 2. You're going to get negative 10. Again, these color coding is just there to help you see the pattern. You do not need to do that, although it can be helpful to remember that all of these steps are always going to be the same, no matter what the question's going to be. All right, go ahead and pause the video. If you would like, I have set up the box using this method here, so you can pause the video and set yours up the same way. All right, I'll see you in a minute. I hope you feel successful. Hi, welcome back. I hope you're feeling successful after trying a couple of these. Password for this assignment is box method. That's the method that we're using to multiply. Remember, you need to remember the capital B and the capital M, and remember to put a space in between the B and the M. All right, so let's get started. We're gonna bring it up just a little bit. And this one takes a little bit more remembering last lesson. Remember last lesson we were talking about when we're multiplying two monomials together, you have to multiply the big numbers and then add the small numbers. So 2 multiplied by 4 gives you 8. And then the little numbers, the little ones that are actually secret ones, I just put them in there to explain, is going to give you 2. So it's x squared. All right, going on to the next one, which is here, we're going to do 2x times negative 3. So 2 multiplied by negative 3. Those are the two big numbers. You get negative 6. And since there's no other x's to multiply, we would just write it as 6x, negative 6x. Don't write the 1 unless you are using it to help you remember. You don't want it in your answer. All right, and then we're going to do this one next. 4x times negative 10. So the big numbers multiply. 4 times negative 10 gives us negative 40. And then the x is alone. We don't have any other x's to add to it, so it's just x, which is secretly x to the 1. Finally, we're going to do negative 10 times negative 3 to get positive 30 in this box. And there's no x's on either monomial, so we get just positive 30, no little numbers to add together on that one. All right, and then remember that we are going to rewrite this number. You don't have to add anything to it or multiply by it. It just gets rewritten right over here. Then we look for we want to add the two groups of x's together. So negative 40 and negative 6 get added together to give you negative 46x. Remember, we're not multiplying, we are adding together. So that's why we add the big numbers on that step. That can be a little confusing, but remember, a lot of math is just remembering patterns, memorizing patterns, and then following those patterns that lead you to a bigger understanding of what the big concepts are. Let's do one more together, and then you're done with me for the video. All right, so next one we're going to do, if you want to, you can put those little baby ones in there to remind you. Also, remember that when there is an x that is alone, you could put that secret one in front as well, and that can help you to remember that you're multiplying by 1. So here we're doing 1x to the 1 multiplied by 2x to the 1. So the two big numbers multiplied to get 2. If you hadn't put this secret 1 in there, that's fine. Just know that if you're multiplying by something and there's only one big number, you just only use that one big number. And then again, add the little numbers so you get x squared. Next, we're going to do x times positive 9 to get positive 9x. We're going to do 2x times negative 11. 2 times negative 11 gives you negative 22. There's only one x there. And then we have negative 11 times positive 9. Negative 11 times positive 9 gives us negative 99. All right, again, let's just rewrite this box. And actually, we could do this kind of in a sneaky way. You rewrite this box, 2x squared, and then negative 99. And then all you gotta do is just add these two groups of x's together. Those go in the middle. So we're gonna have negative 22 plus 9. That's gonna give us negative 13. Negative 13x right there. All right, so that's all your instruction from the video. Again, remember, if you're struggling and you don't know how to do these red box numbers, like I didn't give you enough instruction, remember that I always have my Friday assignment session. It's at noon, which is 12 to 1 on Friday. And it goes in code FJ Office 10. And also, I'm available on Monday and Tuesday at the same time in the same code, just for stop in, ask questions, work with me on anything you would like. The assignment session, I go through the entire thing, both assignments, so maybe if you only have little questions, the office hours are better for that. If you want to just go through the whole thing with me, the assignment session on Friday is better for that. Okay, I hope you're feeling successful, and I hope you have fun doing these two assignments and your quiz this week.